All right, guys, welcome back. Survival Living here. So today's video is about the food stamp crisis here in America. It's going to be shut down November 1st. No more food stamp benefits, at least for the month of November. All right, before we get into this video, guys, I want to stress my opinion on this. I believe that the U.S. government is going to come out with some type of Hail Mary. People will be getting their food stamps. And that's what I believe. I believe that's going to happen. But I want to discuss these videos coming from TikTokers, the threats of looting and violence from people that are on SNAP benefits. They're talking about loading up their grocery carts and stage up and then rush out of the Walmarts, how they're going to bring somebody with them to fight, how they're going to be putting on their steel toes and helmets and all this good stuff. One, don't do that. You're gonna go to jail, and I'm not talking about just misdemeanor. Anything over $500, it depends on what state it is a felony. And also now you're assaulting people, so you'll go down. But discussing food stamps, guys, the SNAP program is designed to help people. It's government assistance to wing you off of it later. It's not something that you get on and you run for 20 to 30 years. It's not. It's not designed for that. Now, is there things in place? And I know I'm going to be pissing off a lot of people. Just stick with me because I've got a lot of insight on this. And when I hear, well, you don't know the struggles. Oh, there's a reason why we're called survival living. Living is survival. All right. I've never been rich. I've been right there in the gutter with everybody else. And actually further along than most people. I'll be happy to discuss that in this video as well. Forgot to turn off the phone. So you're supposed to be getting this food stamps and TANF to help your income and food, but you're supposed to be working your way off of it. It's not something you're supposed to be on it forever. And unfortunately, a lot of people have used this and they stay on it. They change their whole lifestyle to get this free income from taxpayers. And that's exactly what it is, taxpayers. The misconception that most food stamps are black people, that's not true. Actually, the highest percentage of people on food stamps are white, like 32%. 27% is black. I think 17% is Hispanic, and the list goes on and on. So it's not racial anything because the majority of people on food stamps are white. Yeah. No, I'm not on food stamps. I have been on food stamps before in my life. And this is the story that we're going to be discussing. Years ago, people that know me, been on this channel for a while, I was a freight train rider. I'm not talking about Amtrak, what we call it, Scamtrak, not a passenger. I'm talking about actual freight. I met a woman, and she wound up getting pregnant. That was the end of my career as a freight train rider. Yeah, I got off the trains in California, outside Sacramento, and went to work. I didn't have help. What I did, I'm a welder by trade. I'm a mechanic by trade. I got hold of a bicycle. I'm not going to discuss how I got hold of the bicycle or anything else. I acquired the basic welding equipment, welding shield, sleeves, gloves, chip and hammer. And I biked my ass off 12 miles a day to a welding shop. Took their test, got the job. And I worked it, and I kept working it. Now, when my son was born, that's when I had to get on food stamps. And it was like $56 a month is what it was. You know, I see videos where people, it should be some pop-ups there for you. People talking about how expensive formula is for infants. And it is, trust me, I know it is. In this particular video, they're showing Infamil and Similac, and the more higher end formula. Working my ass off as a welder, and I wasn't making much at the time, I couldn't afford that. I had to supplement that to Parents' Choice formula. Okay, that's the only thing that I could afford. But at least my newborn baby was able to, you know, have formula. So there's sacrifices that have to be made, plain out and simple. Well, once my job changed, I actually moved to a different state, to a better paying job, still welding. I'm not just going to sit there and go hope for the best. Now I'm going to keep on pushing and try to do better. moved up to Oregon and got a better paying job. Well, once that happened, the food stamps were cut off. Hey, you're supposed to be working towards and getting better. During that time, me and my fiance, my children's mom, we split up. Big thing happened there. Anyway, I was raising my newborn son by myself. I was about a year old at the time, maybe a little bit younger. And every dollar I made went to daycare. I actually let the daycare provider stay in my apartment when I was at work. Everything went to that. Food, fuel for the vehicle, insurance, you know, your basic stuff. Didn't have any money for coffee, which I love. But I was able to make it happen. Was it tough? Yes, it was, but I had to keep pushing myself. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get into some of these videos here, because I know there's going to be people, well, you don't understand. I don't have no money. I don't have this. I've been there. You know how I got, you know, I'm still struggling even today. I just had hernia surgery, umbilical hernia surgery back on October 3rd. Killing myself, working as a, supposed to be foreman in a welding shop, ironworking trade. And I was doing more work than the people that we had hired to do the work. I wound up tearing myself. Well, dealing with the surgeries and everything else, I just found out yesterday that once I'm cleared by the doctor, I'm unemployed. Yeah. Good times, ladies and gentlemen. What does that mean? It means while I can, I'm looking around and loading up, getting ready for another job. I'm not just sitting on my ass going, oh, poor me. No, being proactive. Because I don't have SNAP benefits. I don't have TANF assistance. I don't have Section 8 and housing supplements. I don't. What I have is because I'm killing myself every day to make it happen. Is it right? Well, it just depends on what you look at it, but it's life. That's what it is. It's life. So let's go ahead and get into the videos, guys. I will have my own commentary on this as well, but I'm going to pull up some of these TikTokers for you. So before I put this one on, guys, just to let you know, I'm going to try to bleep as much out as I can. But unfortunately, people like to be more foul-mouthed than I am, and I get chastised all the time if I say shit or damn. Oh well. So, deal with it. Here you go.
Donald motherfucking Orange Man J. Trump. I'm gonna tell you just like this. What the fuck you mean? Who ain't getting that goddamn food stamps in goddamn November? Cause I'm getting my goddamn shit. I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers, but I'm getting my shit. Cause I'm gonna tell you just like this, on Jesus Lamar motherfucking Christ. I will be at motherfucking Walmart with my steel toes on, in my motherfucking helmet, and I dare a bitch try to stop me from walking out that motherfucking store.
All right, so that particular one, got my steel toes and my helmet. Let's see someone stop me. She goes on and on about she's 250-pound bulldog and all this other good stuff. But the entitlement that you see, I clearly see it. This is entitlement. This is a program that's designed to help people transition and eventually get off of it. People make their whole lives around it. And I bring that up because I watch videos where people talk about they can't get a better paying job, because if they do get a better paying job, their SNAP benefits and stuff will be toned down. They'll have to pay more rent because they're on HUD housing and everything else like that. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. You want to push yourself to do better, not sit there and beg the government to give you shit. All right, and unfortunately, that's exactly what these people are doing. And I say these people, I'm not talking about race or anything else. I'm talking about people that have just their whole mindset, their whole livelihood is, what can I get? Here's an idea. You can get an umbilical hernia. You can get a torn bicep tendon. You can break your back, have it fused together. You can burn your eyes out. You can get scars all over your body from welding burns and torch burns. That's what you can get while you work hard to provide for you and your family, not sitting there making a whole lifestyle of taxpayer money that are, by the way, setting themselves on fire, getting broke up so they could provide for their family. But before they can do that, they got to make sure they pay the taxes to provide for these people's family. Now, am I saying don't help people? Absolutely not. But there's so many videos of these people that are scamming the system, bragging about it. 3-bedroom home, new car. A lot of them do eventually get caught because they post it on social media because they're retarded. But there's a video I'm going to play here in a minute of a lady that is freaking out about this. She's upset. She's scared. She's on this sounds like SSI, Social Security. She has a child. She's on Section 8 housing, food stamps, you know, the whole shebang. And she's talking about how she can't get a job because she don't have a car. She has to walk her child to and from school. Hey, I understand. Been there, done that. I get it. You know, I don't know how many jobs I've had to walk because I don't have a vehicle. I don't know how many times I've had to pay my babysitter to watch my kids so I can make just enough money to pay my rent that month and not have any money left over. Been there, done that. What I did was I pushed myself. I kept my eyes open and I worked towards a better life, not sitting around hoping for the best. Let me find that video for you guys. So here we go. I'm going to cue this up for you. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, I do have a heart that says, hey, you know, this is bad. And some people are at the point where they physically cannot work. There are actual real conditions and stuff that they are dealing with. These are the people that these programs were designed to help. On this Social Security disability, there's programs. Well, let's just go and watch.
The fucking way that I look, but I'm already struggling as fucking is. We're not getting food stamps in November? No. We're not doing this. We aren't. Because I don't got no family to go over to their house, any fucking Thanksgiving dinner. Like, it's just me and my daughter at home. Her birthday is also in November, so I use them food stamps to get her a little cake. Like, I have bills to pay and I only get Social Security. What is happening? Is the Social Security going to be next? Like, I have Section 8. Is the Section 8 going to be next? I don't know. I'm scared. Totally scared. And, like, I can't even get a job because I don't got a car right now. So, like, and for those people who say public transportation, yeah, well, I gotta walk my daughter to and from school. So I gotta pick her up by 3:30, drop her off by, like, 8, and somehow also manage to get to and from my job on time as well. Which also, once when I get that job income, it makes the rent go up and it makes my Social Security go down. So I'm...
So, excuses. That's what I see out of this video. She talks about a job and, you know, not a car and all that stuff. But she doesn't even have the job. But she's already making excuses why she cannot get a job. And the problem she will have if she has a job. Her rent will go up. Her benefits will drop. All these things. I don't have a car. Here's an idea. It's a very good idea. Work on that. Work on getting a vehicle first. You know, I don't know how many times in life that I've had a curveball thrown my way and been knocked to the ground. All right. Where I've had to go and find a busted ass car. Save up, pay $400 for. Work on the car in the owner's property. Getting it running, getting it right. So I can go eventually go get the tags for it and insurance. So I would have a running car. You know, just like my Tahoe, it's a 99 model. I work on that thing all the time. I was able to get it for a good deal and it needs a lot of work. But I keep on doing that. I keep working on it. Now, I know there's going to be the commenters, well, not everybody is a mechanic. You're absolutely right. Not everybody is a mechanic. Not everybody is a lot of things. It's like they just go through life without a trade. They just want to just give me, I need this entitlement. And unfortunately, this is not just food stamp benefits and things like that, guys. This is the whole mindset of what I'm seeing America is the generations below me that are like that. And it's only getting worse.
So this is for y'all that don't know how much baby milk actually costs and why we need the WIC program, which is set to be, the funding is set to be cut off next month. Just one of these. Look at these prices, y'all. $44. This is how much in do you guys know how long it takes to go through a
Okay, so that's just a brief part on the formulas. All right, it's infant meal and stuff like that. Like I said, I had to supplement that to what's known as Parent's Choice. It is a Walmart brand. My oldest son, he could just drink regular, no problem at all. My youngest son, he would get sick and it would hurt him. I had to get a special blend formula for him because he couldn't eat the same formula, drink the same formula as my oldest son. Thankfully, Parents' Choice had those formulas. It doesn't always have to be Similac. It doesn't always have to be infant meal. It doesn't have to be the top brand stuff. The reason I say that is because my whole life I've eaten Walmart, Safeway, not even Safeway. Yeah, I think it was Safeway. Food Line Store, Lowe's, you know, just the cheap grocery outlets, eating their brand stuff. It's just the way it is. If you want better, you have to strive better. That's just it. Luckily, there's food there. I never went starving. I always had food. Even if I was having to go out into the cornfield on the farm property that we were living at, even if I had to go to the cornfield, which was feed corn, and strip that shit down, and we ate that. Now, can you eat feed corn? Yes, you can. The husk is really thick. The best, easiest way to do that is make like cream of corn, mash it up real good, and then you can eat it. Because the husk, around the corn kernel, is a lot thicker. Your body doesn't digest it as well, but if you break it all up, it does pretty good. But there's options. I keep seeing that, well, I can't have this. You know, there were talks, and I think they actually push it through, where no more junk food on food stamps. I completely agree. Food stamp benefits was for what people need to survive, all right, the basics, all right, like the WIC program, all right. Now, WIC program alone is not enough. I know that for a fact. But food stamps, there needs to be regulations on that. The reason I say that is because I see, and I know way too many people, they wait for their food stamps to come on. What's the majority of things in their grocery carts? Potato chips, soda, candy, junk food. I can't even afford all that stuff. You know, growing up, Pepsi was, I'm a Coca-Cola guy. Pepsi was a big thing there in North Carolina. Family of 5, and maybe once a month when my dad's working overtime. I didn't get to see my dad much growing up. He was always working, working 2 shifts, night shift and also the next shift. Get a couple hours of sleep a day. About once a month, would go down to a little gas station that had a video store in it. We could rent the VHS tapes for like $1. And these movies were old. There was anything new at any time. I remember we had to rent a VCR to watch it because we didn't have a VCR. Would get a soda, 1 2-liter soda, and my dad would get us some little candy snacks and stuff about once a month. And I watch these people with food stamps buying that stuff nonstop. I'm talking about bottles after bottles after bottles of sodas, candies, loading that sucker up. And I can always tell when people have their food stamps because I just so happen to go to Walmart at the wrong time and see the grocery carts. I'm like, well, I'm going to be here a while. But of course, I'm looking at it too. I'm not judging anybody, but I'm looking at it. Well, maybe I am judging. That's my taxpayer dollars too. That's your taxpayer dollars too. There should have been regulations years ago on this. Now, am I saying don't give kids candy or anything like that? No, but there needs to be regulations. When you sit there and watch all this stuff packed up and you're going, you know, actual food that you cook is probably better for your kids than, you know, just a whole bunch of candy and stuff. My thoughts on that. Anyway, guys, like I said, this is a video that's going to just tick off everybody. So let me go ahead and scroll into the wonderful threats and stuff.
Trump just fucked up. Like, why would you take away these people benefits? We literally just had to go home because everybody came into my grocery store. I work at Walmart. Everybody came into Walmart bum rushing, stealing, like filling up buggies, running out the store, like.
Since they want to take food stamps away, I'm going to Walmart. I'm going to rack up any damn Walmart, throw that shit right in the basket. I'm coming right about that bitch. Move, get the fuck out of my way. I'm not paying for a damn thing. Y'all got me fucked up. I ain't getting a food stamp on EBT. Oh, watch this. Watch this. I'm about to, yeah.
Go ahead and pause that right there. I don't know what store this was. It's Walmart. I don't know what state it was. But bum rushing, they had to shut down the store because people were just loading up the carts and running like hell, taking the food, stealing, looting. And it's not even November 1st yet. You know, I keep on watching videos where people talk about, you're taking away my Thanksgiving, take away my Thanksgiving. There's something do people actually know what Thanksgiving is as far as what people ate during Thanksgiving? Let me go and pull that up for you guys, because the whole thing about Thanksgiving dinner and all that stuff is complete commercialized. People talk about Thanksgiving. What if you want to eat like Thanksgiving? You know, let's go ahead and look that up. All right, so in 1621, the feast between the Pilgrims and the Wapango Indians in Plymouth, Massachusetts, I probably messed that up, my apologies, was different from modern celebrations. With no detailed menu exists, historical accounts suggest the meal included wild game. This was wildfowl, possibly turkey, geese, duck, and passenger pigeon. There was also red meat, as far as they call venison, it's backstrap of the deer. Seafood. A coastal setting made shellfish like clams, mussels, and oysters a probability, along with fish, cod, or bass. I did find 2 records actually of fish being in that as well. I did not see turkey in the actual 2 records. This is grok here talking. Native crops. Corn served with as a porridge or flatbread, not cornbread, as we know. Squash, beans. Forage food, berries, nuts, chestnuts, walnuts. Cranberries was not even a thing. Seasoning herbs were used. That's it. So you had duck, geese, passenger pigeon, seafood as far as clams, mussels, and some fish, corn that was made as porridge and flatbread, squash, beans, and berries and nuts. That was Thanksgiving. Not what you're seeing that you spend hundreds of dollars on for Thanksgiving dinner, big old turkeys and all that stuff. Now, the whole coming together as family and things like that for Thanksgiving, you know, it's a tradition. Absolutely right, it is. It's a nice tradition. But people screaming and hollering about Thanksgiving, we're entitled this, we're entitled that. We're not entitled to jack. That's why we have to work and provide for our families. I'm not going to sit up here and feel bad for people when food stamps are turned off. I'm not. There should have been a reform a long time ago on what these things are allowance to, and more of an investigation of people that apply for it. As a train rider, I've seen where people take the food stamp card and they go down to the local taco truck. You know, it's an actual taco truck. They Meals on Wheels trucks. You know, they go from job sites to job sites, cook and sell food. They give you 50 cents on the dollar. In other words, if you got a $200 food stamp card, they'll buy it off you. They'll go to the store, they'll go buy $200 worth of meats for their truck to sell, and they'll give you 50 cents on the dollar. In other words, you make $100, so they get twice the profit for one, you know, for $100. And I've seen this countless times. And before people say, well, you know, illegal is this, illegal that, they weren't illegals. These were white folks. These are white boys out there selling that food stamp. Your taxpayer dollars. You know, I watched the videos where people brag about how they did this and how they scam that. Well, it's just completely stupid, because thankfully many of them did get caught for doing that stuff and posting it online. The fraud of this is ridiculous. And it needs to be addressed. It needs to be cracked down. Now, this isn't a crackdown currently. This is just about the administration, the government shutdown, whichever side. I love how they keep on blaming Donald Trump for everything. Now, this isn't Donald Trump. This is because they're trying to fund it, and everybody's trying to get their little 2 bits in. Well, we'll fund it if you approve this, yada, yada. It's both sides. It's not just one side. It's Democrat and Republicans. All right? They don't care about you personally. They care about their agendas, the things that they want passed and approved before they allow the government to open back up. So they don't give a crap about us. All right. This video is way too long. I'll probably have to do a part 2. Anyway, guys, I've been telling people to stock up for a very long time. Yeah, since, when I started this channel. I was a prepper before I ever started this channel. Get supplies put back. All right? Thanksgiving dinner and all that stuff, guys. You know, it's possible. You know, people say that I can't do this. I'm on food stamps. Well, the amount of food stamps I see that are being passed out here on TikTok, on the videos I'm watching, there's plenty of money there to put up away some food. Instead of buying extra pop, extra soda, go get, you know, Mylar. Pack up some rice. Rice is delicious. Load up. Get food. It doesn't matter if it's Thanksgiving turkey or not. As long as you're eating food every day, that's what matters. Anyway, guys, like I said, I'm probably just pissed off everybody on this video, on my channel. Well, my apologies for that, but here on this channel, I speak direct. This is a very long video, and I apologize for that. But it's information I want to speak on. Anyway, guys, please spend time with your family. That's actually more what the holidays are for. It's spending time with your family. All right. If you really think about all the Thanksgivings and stuff in the past and all the leftovers, all that stuff that you eat on for days and days and eventually throw out the rest, it's too much food anyway. All right, guys. Speak to y'all later.